Well, good game day morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm getting ready for game day here at the man cave, getting set up and things, and loading my morning video. And let me say, shout out to all of these are some of the donor bricks that you guys have bought that are going to go in our walkway. And shout out to you guys because I appreciate each and every one of you all that are helping us to get this house put on the National Registry. So here's the thing that's kind of crazy to me. Now Stephen Jones, I didn't hear this on Friday. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it just hurts too much. But Stephen Jones is talking about Rico being the lead back. And right now, Rico is averaging 4.5 yards. I want to say that's the best we've had since Tony Pollard did 2 seasons ago when he was split in time with Zeke Elliott. 4.5 yards per carry is about 1.3 yards more per carry than Zeke is right now. And the Cowboys, of course, came out with the idea that we don't need a lead dog back. We're just going to do running back by committee, and we're going to be good to go with that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I looked at what the Green Bay Packers did when they won their Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy, and I said that their lead running back only had 750 yards. But the difference was they had a great defense. It was a number 3 defense. And they also had 4 deep at wide receivers. They had Donald Driver. They had Greg Jennings. They had Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson. And they had 3 really good tight ends to go with it so they could spread the field. And so that was my assumption that if you've got, wide receivers that are good, then you can kind of come away a little bit from the running game where the passing game will help set up the run. The problem is we have one really good receiver, and, we were thinking that Jalen Tolbert was going to have a breakout year, and be a really good number 3 wide receiver. We thought Brandon Cooks was going to be like Brandon Cooks of a couple years ago too. But none of that's transpired. Brandon Cooks has not played much this season because of, knee issues. And you've got Jalen Tolbert, who's a decent number 3, who may end up being our number 1 receiver tomorrow, mind you, because CeeDee Lamb has a hurt back because we are literally running that guy in the ground. But I'm sitting here listening to Stephen Jones, and they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Basically, a third of the roster is on the injury report. And they're then talking about how Rico, he's the lead back now and so on. And I'm sitting there thinking, where was all this before? Why did it take 10 weeks to realize this? Listen to Stephen Jones, because this really just ticks me off.
Certainly the biggest thing we got to do is just continue to be able to do it. Obviously, we've gotten in some games where we've gotten behind, and it's tough to, stay committed to the run. But, obviously I think when we do run it, Rico's showing that we can run it and run it effectively. We just got to, do it more and more. And as everybody likes to say in this league, the key to winning is run the ball well and stop the run. So that's where we are, and we got to continue to work toward that.
Awesome. Richards filled in pretty nicely at left tackle.
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. Like everybody says, in this league, you must be able to stop the run and run the football. I ask you, when was the last time this team was able to stop the run? I can go back to us losing to the Rams in the playoffs and thinking about Jared Goff running on 3rd down or 4th down about 12 yards. We had Sean Lee and Jeff Heath that couldn't keep him from getting the first down. And had we gotten the first down, I think we would have gotten the ball back and we would have scored and won that game. But we have not been able to, that game right there, I know we got 8 up on the ground in the games against the 49ers and things. We have not been able to stop the run in forever, ever. And I look back and I say, you actually understand that philosophy that you must run the football and stop the run, right? And you did absolutely nothing to change stopping the run. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You assumed that Mozzie Smith was all of a sudden going to become Aaron Donald and that was going to help stop the run. You changed the coach, but you didn't give him the type of players that he needs for a system. And as far as running the football, our running game has been going downhill for years with Zeke and Tony Pollard. And so you got rid of Zeke because he couldn't run, but then you brought him back figuring he's going to be better now. And you have then Rico, who isn't a bad back in comparison to not having an offensive line. You didn't do anything to improve your running game from where it was last year. So how is it you know the problem, but you can't come up with a solution? Am I the crazy one here? Am I the crazy one? I'm going to listen to it. I hadn't heard this whole thing. I'm going to listen for another minute or two and see if I get sick to my stomach.
What's the Tyler Guyton assessment at this point in the season? Do you feel like he's improving?
Yeah, I think he's going to get better and better. I mean, he's got all the skill sets. It's, all these young guys, it takes time, and they have their moments where they struggle, but they also have their moments where you see everything you want to see. Certainly Tyler's that guy, and, if you go back and you look at Tyler Smith and you were to break it down game by game, we had moments where, there was some frustrating things in terms of some holding penalties and things like that, but, just really feel like we've got a young group of offensive linemen that will continue to get better, and certainly we need that, not only for this year but for the future. And I think we've got a good group of young guys whose arrows pointed up and should continue to be better.
What are your expectations for the new wide receiver Jonathan Mingo making his Cowboys debut?
So I look forward to it. I mean, I don't know if y'all have been able to get out and see the guy in terms of practice and how the guy feels out of uniform, but he's what you look for. He's got
how
great
he feels
size,
out of uniform,
great speed, and I just look forward to seeing him getting in the mix and continuing to work with these guys. Obviously, Cooper had a tough game last week, but I fully expect him to rebound. That's consistently he's done a good job for us. Going back to 2 years ago when he filled in and won a lot of games for us. And then I thought he really played well when Dak got hurt the other day in the back half of that game. But certainly we got to have better, all around from all our players than what we did last week. And, you can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over 5 times. That's a recipe to lose most of the time.
Let me just stop this because I'm getting sick. I'm just literally getting sick. Yeah. And we wonder why we can't win games. The basic things you got to be able to do in football is run the football and stop the run. And the Cowboys have done nothing in the last recent memory to do anything about either of them. So there we are, good people. Hope you have a great game day. Peace out.